Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think all three OGs should come back?
She would be good as a producer.
You think so?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know nothing about her life or what she's doing or where her interests lie. So I no sense. I doubt she would come back as a producer.
Do you think she should come back as talent?
I'm not that. If she wanted to, I'm sure that they would definitely entertain that. But I don't know. Then I really think that they should find a whole new friend group, like a real group of wealthy women. They exist in New York, that are a little more diverse, and just pick one, right? Like get one, and then, those women hang around with other equally minded women, right?
As wealthy women, yeah.
Right. It's like Beverly Hills, Kyle, and her sisters, and then like it's like there is a group, right, that you could. So you get to find that group in New York. You find that woman who is over the top fabulous and, wealthy and willing to be on the show. It's hard in New York because in New York, money is king, right? So if you have real money in New York, you're not gonna be on this show. And in LA and in Beverly Hills, I think fame is king. And I don't mean to sound derogatory about that. It's just like you can have a lot of money, and those women have legit a lot of money, but there's something about LA. It's still like fame is a little above money. In New York, it's like, if you have money, that's all, that's what matters in New York. And people in New York aren't like, oh, I want to be on a TV show now too. It's like not women with $50 million in the bank.
I have said this 10 billion times on this podcast. I completely agree. Like, women, it's all about money in New York, way over fame. And people with real, like, fuck you money are like, I am not going to be on this damn show. Are you kidding me?
But in Beverly Hills, they go on the show. I think those women, some of them, a majority of them have real money, right? And they're on the show. And a lot of them are actresses and stuff. So it kind of works for them. It's just a different dynamic than New York. There's another thing on the internet that says I'm worth 50 million. There's some website that says.
I forgot about that one. Yes, it does. It says you're worth $15 million.
I'm hustling. I started a company with a friend of mine, and it's like, I feel like every time I talk about it and stuff, it's like, or do an ad, a collab on Instagram and monetize it. They're like, oh, why are you doing this? You have so much money. This is embarrassing. It's like, I'm a single girl with bills. I've said that since the beginning, on the show, off the show. And I realized there's that website that's, I used to joke about it. I used to say, yeah, it's 50 million pesos. Like, I'm not like, if I had $50 million, would I be on the show? No, like, think about it. I would be on the show at $50 million. And what journalist, author, writer has $50 million? Like, that's like, not, if you're Katie Couric.
And yours hasn't changed. It still says 50 million.
Oh, it does?
It still says it.
Taken down.
Like Andy's has gone up over the years, like that. Yours says 50 million still. I can guarantee you that.
It's almost like I'm one of the wealthiest housewives that ever been. It's like,
well, I was going to say, if you type in wealthiest housewives or who's the wealthiest housewife, there's a few names that come up. You are absolutely in that top list.
I don't know how that started. I think I kind of feel like, did Bravo put that out there just as like when I was being cast, like just to.
I just always assumed it was because of like the Kennedy connection. That's honestly where my mind went.
I mean, come on. First of all, I'm a Radziwell. Second of all, the rumors of Radziwell wealth have been greatly exaggerated, to quote Mark Twain.
Well, I think the two combined, I think that's where it all gets like, and people are like,
they didn't have, but we never lived like that. And I worked, I'm working journalist and working writer. It's like, you don't make that money. Now you can't even get paid to write. I did a story for a magazine and it was like digital. So they don't pay. I'm like, wait, what? It was like 2,500 words.
Someone contacted me at some point and wanted me to do like a weekly Housewives recap thing, not for this podcast. Right. And I was like, whatever it was, the pay was like, it was insane. Like as far as how low it was, I was like, what? Like, no, I don't, why am I going to do this? I mean, it wasn't like People or some magazine everyone knows. It was some other thing. And I'm like, how much am I going to get paid? Like $1. Like, no, thanks.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
But yes, it still says $50 million.
That's so funny. Well, there you go.
what is your company? Would you like to talk about that for a few minutes before we leave?
Yeah, during the pandemic, my friend of mine, she's an ex-trader, a real entrepreneur, an ex-trader at JP Morgan. She retired, and we were talking about because I am sex positive and I've been that way on the show, and that's kind of like part of my brand. We were talking about sex and, for women coming into their 40s and what they know about their body and what they don't. And I feel like there's so much misinformation about hormones and hormone replacement and what to take, what not to take, and so we decided, it actually started with, we decided we were going to try to formulate a breakup pill, and in some way kind of get oxytocin is the hormone that's released when you fall in love. You get an overabundance of oxytocin. So if there was some way to block the oxytocin from your system after you break up with the guy, that would be like the Viagra of everything, right? Every woman, like, yeah, I'm struggling with breakup pain, and if I could take a pill and for all to go away, we would do. Anyway, turns out the body is very complicated, and you can't make a pill that blocks your oxytocin. So anyway, it kind of evolved as things naturally do. And we founded a company called Sex and Good. And we have 5 different sorts of supplements. We have one supplement called OMG, which is maca and horny goatweed, which is exactly what it sounds. It really jacks up your libido. And I think for women that are heading into their mid 40s and your estrogen levels start to drop, a lot of women think, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it. That's the signs of aging, and this I'm just going to have to, soldier through, mood swings and hot flashes and irritability and a low sex drive, but you actually don't, because what's another sign of aging is baldness and the inability to keep and maintain erections, right? That's a sign of aging, but men aren't going to sit down and be like, oh, can't get an erection. That's just a sign of aging. I'm just gonna have to soldier through. No, there's a pill to take. So in that way, we started focusing on the things that happen with women and women's bodies when they're sort of post baby making years, right? I feel like as women, we know everything about our bodies when it comes to pregnancy, but nothing when it comes to post baby making years. So we're really focused on that. And a piece of it that I'm really sort of interested in, because I am like what I would call a reluctant capitalist. You never saw me promoting products and stuff on the show and stuff, because there's something about it that doesn't, I don't know. It's just like not my natural core competency. But in looking at how young women are approaching sex, right? And they're all like sex positive, great. They're all like hashtag sex positive, hashtag I love my body, hashtag female empowerment, which it seems to mean like that they can have sex like men, and that's great. But, having sex like a man means you have to have the responsibility of it too. So we came out with a condom that's marketed just towards young girls, and in a way that you wouldn't be embarrassed to be carrying it around in your purse. I want to try to normalize the conversation around buying condoms, carrying condoms, taking out a condom when you're having sex with your boyfriend and saying you have to wear this. Because right now the conversation is not that. And it's always like the man has the condom, and you never know how, where that condom's been, how long it's been in his wallet. So we really want to try to normalize the conversation and get young girls to be like, it's okay. Yes, you can have sex like a man, whatever that means to you.